owned office with Flipmasters Investment Group. Let me show you what we did with the Trout River property. Take a look. You'll notice right out the gate the unique woodwork, the shutters. This is all unique handmade stuff. No one else is putting this on their flips. We also keep smart homes. When Darren and I first walked this property, it was a nightmare. There was shit everywhere. I mean, the floors were gone. They had old kitchens. It looked like an initial investor had purchased this property, realized they couldn't handle the renovation, which makes a huge opportunity for a guy like me. First bathroom here. All of this was gone, subfloors were gone. We got new flooring, we got a full tile enclosure, new toilets, new water lines, new P-traps, new lighting. Everything is brand new in these homes. We first got in here, Darren and I realized that someone was not too good at scraping and spraying popcorn, because this shit in here was caked. It looked like somebody came in here and just, let loose with a machine gun shit on the ceiling. So we scraped all the ceilings in here. When we scraped the ceilings, we got rid of the old lighting. We put in the new can lighting in here. We always use recessed can lighting. And we had new texture knockdown put up on the ceilings. Had these beams straightened out a little bit. Went through, straightened up the windows. All our flooring, we poured around the shoe molding. Everything is brand new in this house. But this was a disaster. The ceilings were absolutely horrible. I would never keep popcorn. Even if the texture is messed up, I just always redo the ceilings, especially if you're gonna put can lighting. And we do keep it modern. We like the rustic look. I really love lighting like this. You don't really see a lot of this here in Jacksonville, but you go to LA or even, most European homes have a lot of this modern, like rustic lighting, and I love it.
So moving forward right into here, this is our kitchen. All the subflooring was destroyed. We laid it down, all new subflooring, put this in, all the countertops were torn out. We refurbished all of the cabinets. We were able to pick this up for cheap. This was already here. We wanted to make sure that we get something that complemented this, and then we picked this up. We've been putting in this in the last few properties that we've been working on. This is just a nice little addition as far as the knife set goes that we're gonna incorporate in every flip that we do.
You get a house from us, you get a new knife set. And this right here is a quartz countertop. And like I said, you want to make the house look nice, but at the same time, you're here to make money. I think altogether on these countertops, I spent around $1,200. Stuff like this, we like to order online. I mean, you can go on Amazon and get these. We like to do open kitchens, especially in small kitchens. It gives you more real estate, it gives you more space, it's more convenient, but you still got storage for pots and pans. And we like to add these lighting. I love this lighting. I even got these in my personal home. I really love adding, like some unique lighting to each home to kind of give it character and give it its own vibe. This laundry room was the floors were totally gone. So the first thing we had to do is get a contractor in here. We had about $1,500 in our budget to get this flooring replaced. So we have this thing fully renovated, fully gutted, rebuilt the subfloors. AC was already here when we came. This was a huge bonus. Whenever you purchase a home, on my 5-point inspection, I like to teach people, always check the electric, the plumbing, the roof, the AC, water heater first. So we had a nice new AC in here. We had a nice new water heater in here. All we had to do was remove it, fix the subfloors, $1,200 budget, put it back down, put it right back where it was. All right, this is the master bedroom right here. One thing we noticed that was really cool, they had some nice crown molding up here. So all the windows were ledged out, which is really nice. And this is my favorite part, the bathroom. Who would not want to use this shower? So we kind of picked like a stone, and I went with like a modern black look. A lot of these ideas you can get from Pinterest. I kind of wanted to keep the standalone tub. We usually get these things resurfaced nice and white, but I wanted the age. I wanted something older. I didn't want to put a brand new tub. I wanted to put like an older tub, and this came from Eco Relics actually. We got another toilet in here, and this is the master bath. So when you leave all your leftover materials and you come back and everything is still here, you know you're in a good area. Buy this house.
All right, so another interesting thing we try to incorporate in all of our properties is a burnt wood concept. So Mr. Stephen Small is the brains behind all that. He's intertwined with both of my business and Flipmasters Investment Group, and it's called wood chips. So be on the lookout for that. It's going to be a variety of different products coming out this year that's all wood made by Mr. Stephen Small. He did all of these pillars and also did the shutters. So when we first got here, all of the original pillars were crooked. Some of them were falling apart, some of them rotting. This is a new look for where they were, and then he built around. After he did these pillars, in with his torch, resurfaced them, he built around it, burnt it, and then he came right over here to the shutters. We're really excited about this look. We want this to be our brand on the next home that we're about to go to in Avondale, which is the Riverside area. It's going to be the same thing, but a darker blue home. So really excited about that one too. A lot of people have complimented this. A lot of people have messaged us about it, and we want to continue on with this look.
Yeah, and this is really time tedious too, this stuff right here. It's all custom made, it's all custom done. We have another company called Wood Chips where we actually fabricate and make these. So any other investors out there, if you're interested in having these shutters custom made for your home, you can contact Darren or I, or you can hit us up at Wood Chips and we'll be glad to make you a set and come install them for you.
So the final touches of this property right before we exited was some landscaping. So we threw down some mulch. We also did some bushes and some flowers. Picked all these up at Home Depot for a great price. We do a lot of business with them, so we get discounts. Really happy with how it turned out. Our team did it after we were finished with the renovations. We almost just went ahead and resodded the entire yard and just did it the right way, but you know,
if the budget allowed for it, we would really love to sod the front yard, but at the end of the day, we're here to make money. We have a targeted renovation budget and we stick to it. I really don't think it needs it or it's going to hinder the sale at all. I think they did good on the landscape package. I think altogether we spent $1,200 on the landscape. We might have spent around $800 removing all the limbs out front that were dead. We can make calls to the city. If they're near the power lines, they'll come out and remove it for you. Other than that, I think the whole yard altogether with the landscaping, we spent about $3,000, which isn't bad. We had a targeted goal of $4,000.
Absolutely.
Jacksonville, Florida, Riverside, Avondale area. This is a hot market over here. We got this place right here from a friend of mine for around 140. We're gonna put about 50 into it. We're looking to list around 325, 350. You wanna come inside? Let me show you what we done with the place. What we had here was a pea green, just horrible house to look at. It was absolutely horrible. Take a look at the neighbor here. It was a horrible color. We did a full exterior blue here. We got a red front door, which gives it kind of like a little warm feeling. You know, people just like the bright doors. I'm not gonna put no pink or orange door. I'm gonna put like a red, something that, it just painted the steps here so we can't really walk in, but we're gonna change the sliding up here. I'm gonna put something like an old modern rustic lighting out front. And we got the custom wood burnt shutters that are gonna go up on the windows, and that's what's gonna make it pop out here. I wanna sod this. Nice new pretty grass. One walkway coming up here, one walkway coming up there. We might just, you know, put some mulch inside of here with like some nice plants. I'm gonna leave that to the landscaper. And keep in mind here, this is a historical district. You gotta be careful. City will come out, you gotta make sure you're following all the rules and everything's done by the book. If you don't believe me, there's other investors here in town with big red tags on all of their properties. You gotta make sure you're following the rules. You can't really change or alter things on these properties. These 3 sheds back here were loaded with old records, books, a lot of old stuff, so we were actually able to donate all of this stuff. We had the Goodwill came out. We had a few other companies come out. We donated a lot of stuff from this property. Welcome to our master kitchen. As you can see in here, we got the 9 12-foot ceilings. I'd say these probably the 9 foot. In there's 12-foot ceilings, but whole subfloor completely gone. If you're gonna buy in the historical district, please make sure you have the right contractor that does a proper inspection. This thing was ate up with termites. We had to make sure we replaced all the woodwork without doing any code violations. You cannot change the original structure to a home. To do that, you need a general contractor, has to be licensed, full permits, you need plans, you have to get them reviewed, get approvals, especially in the historical district. Right here, we're gonna do an open kitchen concept. I'm gonna go with a nice tile on the walls all the way up. I'm gonna do some lighting up high. These ceilings are gonna be straight. We're gonna do new lighting in here. We're definitely gonna keep the hardwood floors. So basically all these are gonna be sanded down and they're gonna be redone and refinished. You wanna keep the house as original as you can, but adding that new renovation value to it. Living room, huge. Still got 9-foot ceilings in here. We're gonna keep the fireplace. We might do something with the mantle here, but definitely gonna paint the brick and kind of update it, just give it a more warm feeling in here. All the original doors are gonna stay. If these original doors are intact and the crystal knobs are still on them, people love to purchase stuff like this. It's old, it's vintage, it looks good, it's got age, it's got, you know, it's just sexy to keep this stuff. You don't wanna get rid of it. A lot of this stuff is plaster and it's old and it's really hard to get it correct. You gotta make sure your finish guys, your drywall guys and your painters know what the hell they're doing. You don't wanna come in and see any islands anywhere, or a holiday as you like to call it, when you can look at a wall and say, oh, what the hell happened there? Especially when you're trying to list these properties for what we're listing them for. This here is our bathroom. They actually left a pretty nice stand-up tile enclosure in here. A lot of these homes that have minor updates but never took all the way to completion. New shower head, we're gonna do a rainfall shower head, repair the tile. I would definitely keep this. I might redo the tile flooring, but as far as the shower, I'm gonna keep the shower. We'll go with a new white vanity here, new top, the mirror's gotta go. This is old, it's dated. I'd rather do like a nice frame mirror. We'll do something with kind of a vintage look to it and kind of keep that same, you know, older feel with the house. You don't want to take away the history or the vintage feeling of the house. That's why we leave the doors. That's why we leave the floors. Anything original we can leave, we want to leave. But we want to refurbish it up to date. We want to make it look good. New toilet, definitely. Gold handles, just kidding. My team's in here now getting this thing prepped for paint. Like I said, when you do finish work, you want to make sure your guys know what the hell they're doing. You want to make sure the drywall repairs are done without spending a lot of money, but to where it's, you know, it's took care of, it's tied in, texture knockdown's good at blending things, but it ain't gonna work all the time. So they're in here now kind of getting this room shaped up. He's prepping for interior paint. It'll probably take him about 3 or 4 days to get this whole thing knocked out. Really depends. It's really good, it's really fast. That's what you want. As you can see, we had a lot of drywall replacement in here. Something old, rotten, brittle, if you could poke a pin through it, replace it. You want all new switches, all new plugs, all new wires. Make sure you pull your permits, people. Pull your permits. You do not want to start a job. I've seen this happen so many times. You got a big fat red tag on your house because you're out here trying to cut corners and renovate a home and you're not pulling permits. You don't have a licensed general contractor representing your deals. Permits pulled, all new electric, everything all new. Have your panel troubleshot. You want to make sure your panel is good. Last thing you want to do is build your home. You get done with your renovation, the whole fucking house burns down. You got your insurance claim coming in because you didn't check the panel. Electric is important. Plumbing is important. The roof is important. These are the main things that can make or break a deal. We like to give it all away. Anytime somebody leaves a lot of stuff, we also often, Darren and I will do a Craigslist ad, or we'll give people a chance to come get free furniture or get anything they want out of the houses. So if anyone needs a nice desk, here you go. Come and get it. We had another property, the entire home flooded from a slab leak. Metro Rooter came out, made a repair. We come back the next morning, we're walking in ankle deep water. Had to tear out all the flooring and renovate the whole house basically over again. All the interior paint, all the flooring, we had to start over from scratch. This is why I recommend keeping 3 to 5 grand in emergency funds for the surprises that take place when you're doing this shit, because you never know what's gonna fall out of the tree and hit you in the head. And that's another thing. Once you find good contractors, once you find good people, hang on to them, pay them right, pay them on time. Make sure they're took care of. If you got to go out your way to make sure your guys are good, that's just being a good boss, is general of being a contractor. But people are out here to work and make money and take care of their families. You know, without us with these homes and these guys here to make sure they get their paychecks, it puts a lot of people in the limbo.
Yeah, so Adrian did the majority of the work outside and inside over there at Trout River, so this is the man in the plan here too.
Find good guys, keep good guys. A guy like this will come in here and blow this house out for you quick, but he's not cheap. We actually have our colors made. We'll take colors, mix colors, and change them a little bit. We don't want to have anything anyone else has. Whenever someone comes to a home and they see something unique, they've looked at 10 other houses. They need the house that stands out to them to make the purchase. That's what's going to make the deal happen.
Interestingly enough, this one was built around the 30s. My actual childhood home in Arlington, Jacksonville, Florida, is built right around the same time. Unfortunately, that home was foreclosed on when I was much younger, and that place is just sitting dormant as well. We've looked into that one. We won't have time to stop by there today, but just the fact that we could potentially pick that up, and we've already been, you know, speaking to the owner and whatnot, that'd be a great accomplishment if we can do that. You know, something that, just imagine yourself in a home that was foreclosed on when you were younger, and then you're able to come back as an adult, pick it up, flip it, resell it, or hold it. You know, that's a great achievement. So to be able to do that, that's an accomplishment.
You see, and that's another thing. Again, historical district. You have to have a permit and have approval from the board to even think about removing these trees. That was done before we got here, so that's not our problem. This is my dad. This is Dolphus Sr. This is who taught me what I know. He's out here making sure everything runs right, make sure my properties are done on time. I don't trust no one else but family to let me know the real deal with these houses. You'll learn that over time. I think we should go to Eco Relics. Eco Relics has a lot of the old tubs, a lot of the old fountains. It'll probably be a fountain that came from another house that we'll put right here, but yeah, I think we'll put a fountain right here in the middle. That'd look good. Landscape and curb appeal is probably one of the top selling features on a property. Kitchens, bathroom, landscape. You come up and you got a great landscape, you spend a few more grand, it's gonna get your house sold. Basically what we have here, like I was saying earlier, you know, this is a historical district here at Riverside in Jacksonville, Florida. This is one of the hottest trending markets we have here in the city, and even if you go online or you look at real estate deals, a lot of the deals you're gonna see are gonna be right here where we're at. We was actually really fortunate. I got this property from a good friend of mine for around $140. We got around 50 grand to put in the renovation budget. We looked to relist with our realty team, the Kira Sykes Group. She's wanting to list this for around $325, $350. We've already had multiple offers before we're done with it, so they'll be able to see that on a virtual tour. And this is another house that I do. You know, if you were a student or coming in on a deal like this, this would be a home that I would get. There would be 10% down on funding and private lending. I will fund and do the entire renovation with my team here. You guys got to meet today. And we've only been here for about 3 weeks. This entire house will be done and on the market in under 30 days. That's really, really good turnaround time. And that's working with really good contractors. Like I said, the importance is having good contractors, good people you can trust, a good business relationship with who you're working with. So we'll have landscape here. I think we just decided we're gonna go to Eco Relics and see if we can find us a nice fountain to set right here. We're gonna put our wood burnt shutters up. So we put a brand new 30-year architectural roof on this, full electrical. All the switches, plates have changed. They're all new lighting, modern lighting. We'll put modern lighting out here on the porch. I like to keep that original feeling to historical homes. I leave the original doors. I leave the original crystal knobs if they're there. I like to do an open kitchen concept to people want more space these days. They want more room. They want to see more. They want things opened up. Open floor concept is always the way to go. But again, on a historical home like this and the turnaround time for the deal to make sense, you don't want to be here for more than 60 days. We want to leave everything as original as we can while we're making the necessary updates to get us market value, which here I'd like to list and sell for around $350,000. We'll be all in at around $185,000.